Hello friends, in this tutorial we are going to be stitching up this beautiful dress for a 1-year-old with just a yard of fabric. And this tutorial is perfect for beginners, very simple to do. You can make this dress in less than 20 minutes. So I'm throwing that challenge to you. Try it out and then give me a comment in the comment section. If this is a tutorial you are interested in, then please watch till the end. Do not forget to hit on the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, give us a thumbs up. Let's jump right into the tutorial. So I have here a piece of fabric. This is the wrong side of my fabric, so I've marked it out, and the fabric is actually folded into two, so it's folded into two pieces. This is the folded end here. My fabric measures 26.5 inches in width, and then the length is 17 inches. I'm going to fold this fabric into two and make sure that the sides are aligned properly. So I have the folded end here. These sides are also folded. The pieces are towards this side, and then these are also the pieces at this side as well. So I'm going to go in by 2 inches from where I have the pieces. I'll mark that at the top of my fabric. Then I would also go in by 3 inches from the mark we just made, and then connect both points with a line. So 3 inches from the top to the bottom. And with the help of my ruler, I'm going to extend the straight line outward this way. The next I will do is to curve in my armhole. And then I'm going to cut out the armhole area. After cutting, open the fabric piece up, and I'm going to separate the top pieces. Remember, my fabric was on fold, so I'll separate it by cutting out the top this way from one end to the other, so I can be having two pieces, one for the front and one for the back. So here I have my two pieces. I also have here strips of bias tape I made out of my fabric. I'm going to use this to clean the armhole area of this outfit. So I'm going to stitch the bias tape around the armhole on about 1/2 inch, and then I'll fold it in and then top stitch to clean the armhole curve. So I'll repeat same process for the other armhole as well. So I have 4 strips for each of the armhole. This is what the armhole looks like after stitching it down with my bias strip. This is the wrong side of both the front and then the back. I'm going to clean the neckline of this dress as well by folding in 1/4 inch at the top. Then I will stitch this down from one end to the other, and when I'm done with that, I'll further fold it again by 1/2 inch to create the casing through which I'll be passing my fabric strip to form the beautiful gathers we saw on this outfit. So I'll stitch down that 1/2 inch casing I'm going to be creating at the top. Remember to stitch down 1/4 inch first to clean the neckline before you fold in 1/2 inch and then stitch it down at the bottom. So I'm going to be repeating the same process for the other piece of the fabric by folding in the neckline tiny bit and then further folding it in by 1/2 inch and stitch it down. So this is the casing. I have stitched it down. I've created a casing at the top, and it is 1/2 inch in width. I've done that for the other piece of fabric as well. I'm going to be stitching down the sides of my dress. So I have 2 pieces. Remember that, one for the front, one for the back. I'll join the sides together on 1 inch. So I'm going to be stitching this down on 1 inch seam allowance, and I'll stitch down the other side as well. So I've stitched down the sides, and this is my dress. I'm going to be creating the strips that I'll be passing through the casing at the top. So I have two long strips of fabric here. The width of this fabric is 30 inches and then the length is about 1.75 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'll fold in a quarter of an inch at the top and then fold in another quarter of an inch at the bottom and further fold this into two. Then I will stitch it down to create the long belt I'll be passing through the casing. So I'm going to repeat same process for the other strip of fabric as well, because I need two belts to be able to pass through the casing. I've created the strip I'll be passing through the casing, and I'm going to use my hairpin to assist me in passing this through the neckline of this dress. So if you have a safety pin, you can use that as well. So I'll pick one of the strips and then I'll pass it through the casing at the top. And while I'm passing it through, I'll be pulling the strip so the neckline can gather beautifully. So pass it through from one end to the other and then repeat the same process for the other neckline of the dress. So I've done that. I have passed it through the casing and then this is what the dress looks like. I'll tie this belt up later on. I'm going to be folding in the hem of my dress to clean the hemline, fold in twice and then stitch all around to finish off the hem. So I've done that and this is the final look of my dress, looking so gorgeous, very simple. I hope you agree with me that this is a perfect beginner friendly tutorial and you enjoyed every bit of this tutorial. If you did, kindly give us a thumbs up. If there's any part of this tutorial you want us to improve in subsequent tutorials, kindly drop a comment in the comment section and do not forget to hit on the subscribe button to join this community. Thank you so much for making time to watch this tutorial. We'll see you in our next tutorial.